Hello and welcome to Success Paradigms, episode 27. We got today, as always, Mr. Andrew Barker,
Howdy.
and with us we have Mr. Ricardo Sieveking, and I butchered it.
I
I
want to
butchered
start
it, and
that.
we just talked about it 30 seconds ago. But anyway, before we get started, everyone do okay with the whole Ice Age 2021?
Surviving.
Yeah,
All right,
surviving. Everything okay here?
cool, cool, cool. All right, so let's get started. Ricardo, we just want to do a quick conversation. Obviously, there's a lot of people that want to learn more about what you're doing and your success. And this is a program about success, which means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But we met a couple of months ago, a few months ago, and I got to say, I've been impressed with all the different projects that you have going on at a young age and everything. So let's start before that in the beginning, because you're like me, you're not originally from the U.S.
Mhm.
Tell us a little bit about your upbringing.
Yes, well, first of all, thank you, Emilio and Andrew, to have me in this program. I'm very excited to be here. I'm like you said, I'm not from here. I was born and raised in Guatemala. I have all of my family lives there still. Just my two brothers and myself, we live here. We are blessed to be American citizens. So I have been here for since 2011. So now this is my 10th year here in August. So it has been a
Congratulations.
long time, but I am born and raised in Guatemala. My family is there. I came to SMU at my 18 years old. I studied there economics and finances. And when I there, I met a lot of people that were very influential in my life, and I decided to stay here in Dallas. I After the graduation of SMU, I went a little bit to Mexico, a little bit to Miami, but now I'm back in Dallas. It's like my home away from home, so I have been here a lot of time, and I'm happy to be here, and I consider myself now a part of Dallas.
You're Texan? See, that's
Yeah,
funny when I hear
Texas.
people talk about coming from Guatemala to study in SMU or anything like that. I'm like, dude, I barely studied when I was home. If I had traveled abroad, I don't know what would have happened. Uh, but anyway, so tell us a little bit more. So your family has been in the food and service industry, wines and stuff like that for a long time, right?
Yes, so I come from a heritage of in the family of food and beverage. My great grandfather was one of the four founders of Licoreras de Guatemala, which now our most famous product is Ron Zacapa and
Okay.
Ron Botrán. Ron Zacapa now is in 154 countries and has been voted for more than 10 years the best rum in the world. So it's of course the industry is really fun, but for us it has been part of our part of my life since I was little, going to the industry, going to the fabric, learning about rum, learning about customer service and all of the lines of distribution of a liquor company. So that's my part of, let's say, in the liquor industry. And now my family, my grandmother and my aunts have a couple of restaurants also in Guatemala. So my life has been always it always have included food and beverage, and we have a good taste. So I was raised in a family that really enjoys a good something to drink or something to eat. They often say that when you go to trips with them, yes, of course we go to see the tourist places and everything, but for them to really get to know a place is to go and eat, from the streets to the best restaurants. So I have been really blessed, and my love from the industry has come since I was little.
Yeah, so you can really get away from it. You have it in your blood.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And at the end of the day, it's not that all of our my cousins or whatever does this, but my brother and me that we manage this business, we really love it. So it's a difference between loving this industry and working, because it's a tough industry to be in. You know, you have to really love it to take everything that you have to take.
right? Especially this day and age, right? So when you
Yeah,
came to SMU, what did you study? What did you major in?
I'm a economic and finance major.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to, I decided to, for me, because a lot of what I do, it comes from passion and comes from my mentors and learning in my spare time. And but everything that I do comes from, let's say, the heart. So I wanted to really study about the economy of this world and have this, like, my finances part really. I wanted to know, like, really the finances of running a business, of running everything, because at the end of the day, if you sell jamones or sell jewelry or sell water or sell whatever, you have to have at least a sense of financial background, you know. So I decided to take that career at SMU.
Cool. Yeah, numbers are the numbers,
Yeah.
no matter what,
Exactly, numbers don't lie.
right?
No.
So tell us a little bit of, because I know there were a lot of changes, and we were talking about this. You've been importing a mezcal,
Mhm.
but I was also seeing that you're involved in like Proyecto Tulum and Dallas
Mhm.
Dia de los Muertos. Are you really Guatemalan dude, or are you Mexican, Spaniard, something?
That's a question that my mom always asks us, like, why are you not doing Guatemalan things, you know? But I don't know. At the end of the day, it's life has put me all of these things in front of me, you know. But I promised my mom that I will do something Guatemalan based, because it's really interesting when people meet me. It's like, okay, so you have a Spaniard concept, but and a Mexican mezcal, but you're Guatemalan, but you look like I look. So where, what is happening? You know. So I have a German descent, so that's why I look like my father. But at first, after, while I was still at SMU and my brother graduated 1 year before me, we wanted to do something, like, to start our entrepreneur careers without doing something, let's say, like, too big, or we wanted to, like, to test the waters, like they say here. So we decided that to invest in a brand in mezcal, but not a brand of mezcal that was already well known, but a smaller producing mezcal that is called Sunte. By that time, they were producing like 300 bottles a year when we got in, and now we consume around 25 to 30,000 bottles a year. Like,
Wow.
it's been like 8 years that we are in the company. So at first we wanted
Very nice.
to really test the waters, because a liquor company, uh, and especially a boutique one, the fees costs are not that great. And the good thing is that in the industry you can get to know a lot of people. So it was more of like a hobby for us until we decided to bring it to the United States in 2018, when we really saw the potential of the brand, and now we're pushing it. So between that, while we were doing the mezcal, we met Joel Verges, which is he is the director of expansion of Enrique Tomas. And because we were in the same, like, let's say, industry and food and beverage, we as a family, we decided to fund the first Enrique Tomas in Mexico. So that's why that were our, let's say, uh, history started with Enrique Tomas in 2017. We founded the first Enrique Tomas in Mexico, and we decided, and we were convincing Joel that we were the right partners to bring it to the United States, you know. But we didn't want it to just bring concepts, or we really thought about that we really enjoyed what we're doing it. So we started this food and beverage investment fund called Vanderbilt Capital, which funded Proyecto Tulum, which Proyecto Tulum is a Tulum-based concept in the heart of Wynwood, Miami. We funded also the expansion of Enrique Tomás here in the United States and a couple in Mexico. And we're a minority partners in Dia de los Muertos because Sunte is one of the main sponsors, and I really love Mauricio, which he is the CEO, and all of what entails Dia de los Muertos, because it's not, of everything that I have, Dia de los Muertos is one that is really close to me, because in Guatemala we also celebrate Dia de los Muertos. It's really important for us, and it's the only day in the year that all of our family, all of the Gonzalez families are together in the house in the Antigua to eat fiambre, you know, because when in Christmas you have political families, New Year's you have trips or whatever, but fiambre is a really important, Dia de los Muertos is a really important tradition to us. So that's how we started Vanderbilt Capital. Those are our concepts, and what we really enjoy is that they're really different. You know, it's the first Dia de los Muertos parade. It was the first year, it was 60,000 people, so it was amazing. Proyecto
Wow. Where does that take place? Is it here in downtown or?
Yeah, in downtown, in front of City Hall. So it was a
We went.
parade.
We went last year, and it was a fantastic turnout.
Yeah, no, it was really, really beautiful. So it's something that I am very proud of being part in Sunte. It represents also the values of Dia de los Muertos, which is spirit and being close with your spiritual guides, and remembering the family and friends that are not here anymore, but they are here, you know, they're just not
Okay.
with us. So that's what we do in Vanderbilt Capital. We decide to.
Oh, you're freezing. You're back. Okay, so let me ask you something, because I've got a few people that have visited from Mexico, and I've taken them to Enrique Tomás, and they asked me about the Enrique Tomás concept in Mexico. I'm like, yeah, it's in Monterrey and Guadalajara. Are you guys planning on doing one in Mexico City? My family's in Mexico City, so they're like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, there is one in Mexico City. There is not mine. It's in a commercial center. Let me figure out with Joel, but there is one in a mall, but it's more of a kiosk, not a restaurant. Let me
Okay.
I'm gonna have to Google it.
But the concept in Mexico is more store oriented, and the restaurant, I think it's like secondary, but the ones in Monterrey and Guadalajara are more restaurant, because
I've been
they're
to the one in
newer.
Monterrey, and it's really nice. You guys picked the perfect place.
There's one.
I'm not just saying this because we know each other. It's really nice. Yeah, one in Monterrey is really nice.
Yes. So that's like the newer Enrique Tomases, and you can see that Vanderbilt was involved there because the bar is huge, you know, and we wanted to. That's our signature move, is having a very intense cocktail-oriented atmosphere, you know, being fun.
Yeah, well, it's certainly fun, and by all means, and I've said this, and I'll say it again, it's the best Spanish food in Dallas, bar none. I mean, I've been waiting for this for years, because I've also been here for, I think, 13 years, and there wasn't really much. I mean, and there was one place, I don't know, Andrew, if I ever told you this, or Ricardo, if I shared, but there was a place up in McKinney, not McKinney Avenue, but McKinney, where I live. And we went there one day and we asked for a tortilla de papa. And it comes out, and on top of it is this big, big serrano pepper on top of it. I'm like, whoa, no. You just killed it, dude. Everything else could have been good, but that big pepper on top of it, I was like, no. So that's where my next question is, because I know, and we've talked about this. I was very excited last year when I heard that you guys were opening the restaurant and everything, and you guys opened it in the perfect storm, or just before the perfect storm kind of deal. So tell us a little bit about how it went when you opened, because I got to be honest, I heard the news and then COVID hit, and I was like, oh crap. Finally, someone establishes a good restaurant, and I don't know if they're going to survive. So, but I know you guys had a good plan and had good investors and weathered the storm. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so you're right. We opened the our soft opening was February 12th, so that 1 month and 2 days before the lockdown, and actually our grand opening one was March 6th, so 6 days before the lockdown, you know. But the good thing is that we had that month and a couple of days to really show our investors, to show the landlord, to show the people of Dallas what we can do, and that the concept is really acceptable in Dallas, because at the end of the day we were really um, there was a lot of risk to for here to a very American city to put legs of jamon, even though that Dallas and Texas are really meat eaters, but no one had really like tried to explore the jamon at 100%, you know. So that month give us the vision that it was okay. This is really worth fighting for, because the acceptance, the food that we were doing, the experience was it is really good. So I will never forget this, that we were so happy. We were ending the month, the 30 days, and 2 days after I had to do a meeting with all of my staff to tell them like it's a lockdown. So we didn't have much information ourselves. They were asking me a lot of questions which I had no idea what was going to happen, you know, just like. So I gave the opportunity to my staff to come to clean the restaurant, to learn how to cut jamon, for them to keep employed. So we shifted. We passed 55 days in lockdown, so we shifted to 100% to go orders, and was really so we were really aggressive. And the good thing is that we have from a, I don't know, a $5 olive jar to a 1,200 leg of jamon, you know. So we were pushing a lot, like during
I'm
the
still,
lockdown, the jamones and doing zooms and everything for people to really understand how to cut a jamon, or if you wanted to buy a leg and for us to cut it for you. So we were like, whatever you want, we can do it, you know.
I got my little jar, like the swear jar that everyone has. I got my jamon my jar.
Nice, I love that. The jamon jar.
Well, and I don't know if it was. So you were saying about Dallas being such a American culture city and whatnot, but I don't know if it had anything to do with you guys opening a real Mexican place or not. But I don't know if you noticed that in the winter, Costco actually had legs of ham,
Mhm.
and they were flying. I mean, it's not the quality that you guys have, but it was pretty decent. I actually bought one. I didn't have to save as long on my storage jar for that come on, but they were. I mean, if someone found them, you gotta get your butt in the car and drive over, because they were sold out like that. So
Yeah.
they're starting to either there's more people here. I know I'm in the community and on Facebook, Españoles en Dallas,
Mhm.
which is fairly big, but they were the ones that posted one day, hey, Serrano in Costco. I'm like, what? Honey, I'm out. I drove straight out there. So
Yeah, no, I agree. That's a good indicator for us, you know, that there is a market that really likes Serrano and jamón ibérico. That's why we're putting a little bit more of investment in PR, because like the same thing, because we were open only 32 days before the pandemic. There's a lot of people that they don't know that we are here, or there's many people that are a little bit confused on what we are, you know. They don't know that we also have a full-on store that we can sell jamones. Now we have paletas, which is a shoulder, which is a more affordable price. So what we want to do is that we want to get rid of that mentality that for a good jamon you have to spend a lot of dollars, or settle for. And I don't have anything against Costco, but to settle for the cheapest best alternative. So I wanted to bring that quality that you really get in Spain and put it at an affordable price without losing, let's say, the respect of the product, and to really have that potential in store that we want to do.
Yeah, by the way, don't take it personal, but I'm probably gonna stop following you guys in Facebook. Every time I go up there and you post a picture, I'm like, ah. those pictures are like incredible. By the way, just so you know, we were there a couple of weeks ago. I saw you there. Um, my wife has now forbidden me to go there and not bring her a cheesecake.
Nice.
Andrew, have you tried their cheesecake? Oh, dude, it's a different kind of cheesecake, but it's probably the best cheesecake I've had because
Wow.
I'm not 100% sure because I he hasn't given me the secret, obviously, but I think they put a little bit of Maduro cheese in there as well. So it has a little bit of taste of the Maduro Manchego cheese. Oh, it's yeah. The last day we were there, Ricardo, that we saw you there, you had left, and we asked for the dessert, and they're like, "Oh, we're out of cheesecake." I'm like, "Oh heck no!" And my wife turns around and says, "No, call Ricardo. We need no." And I don't know if that helped or what, but they came back and said we found two. And I'm like, we'll take them.
No, yeah, actually, we are very proud. As I'd say, it's a mix of manchego cheese and a little bit of blue cheese as well. And the good thing is that everything, also including the cream and the jelly, the raspberry jelly that it comes within, it's made by our chef. So we even the cookie and everything. So it's a cheesecake that is a really a twist. It's an invention of our chef Jauma, because the good thing is that it's not like a solid cheesecake. When you cut it, it goes like it's still a little bit runny. So we do. I'm very proud of that, and for the people that are looking, you have to call to reserve, because we
What?
do. At first it was really interesting, because when he told me, like, hey, I'm doing this cheesecake with manchego cheese and blue cheese, I was like,
What?
I just have to try it. I cannot say yes now, I have to try it. But our manager, that is American, he was like, oh, are you crazy? How are you going to put blue cheese in a cheesecake? I was like, look, chefs are a little bit crazy, and that's how magic starts. So let us try it. And we tried it. We were amazed by it, and we started making 3 to 5 cheesecakes a dinner, and it went the first hour of service. So now we produce more than 20, because we had it's become a very popular.
Just keep in mind, whenever I call you and reserve a table, we need two. Because I've
Perfect.
been told I can have mine there as long as I bring one home. I'm
I
not allowed
agree.
back home without one.
I will send you a cheesecake.
Yeah, Andrew, you have to try that one.
Yeah, I'm thinking about how soon can I go.
I know, right? Well, everything there has been amazing, to be honest, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to invite you to the show, because again, as I said at the beginning, success is a lot of different things. And in your restaurant, I think there's success in the concept, but also the quality and the service and the experience itself. Because, I mean, my family's from Spain. Nowhere in the world have I ever tried a cheesecake like that. I mean, that's, as you said, it's unique. It's his invention. Um, the paella, the fideuà, all of it is actually really really good. The croquetas, dude, we fight each other again for those. So definitely everyone watching, if you want a good traditional real Spanish food without green peppers on top, go visit Enrique Tomas. It's really amazing. Um,
Thank you, Emilio.
so tell us what's coming. What's the future? Because I know last time we talked, you guys were going to expand the patio and kind of cover it, and you had a couple of ideas, and then you were going into Miami, but you were also talking about maybe North Dallas. What's the plan for you guys?
So the plan of let's say Enrique Tomas Dallas, we're going to cover the patio, especially because right now uh, we're ending let's say winter. It's just a couple of months of weeks that we hit spring and we become this really patio weather. But patio weather is not summer. You know, summer is really hot and it's wow. It's so summer and winter. So there's like 5 months of patio weather, spring and a couple of months in fall. So we want it's a project that we're going to do it within a month. We're going to close the patio and put a AC and heaters units, you know, because we want to do that patio that has a lot of the windows and everything, so you're going to have that feeling that you're outside but you're inside, and in a good weather is going to be retractable. So that's is going to be a flexibility for if it is cold, hot, or it rains,
Yeah,
or
it's
anything.
funny
Uh-huh.
the Americans don't do that as much because in Mexico City, a lot of the places in Polanco, for example, have a retractable, and it's great because and then if it's patio weather but it rains, you just close it. You close it halfway, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gonna be nice. That's gonna that you're making it retractable.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
No, thank
nice.
you, Andres. 'Cause the thing is that it's not cheap, you know. It's an investment, but if you put if you really think about it, the amount of sales that you're generating by having that patio, it pays for itself in less than a month. So it's really it's for us. It's a really important step that we already decided to do it. So we're looking forward. Do you hear me? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's in Dallas. Like I said, right now the let's say the focus is that we're going to put a little bit more of investment in the patio and also in promotion of our store and catering and brunch and the new things that we have, because the dinner crowd is already there, but we want to really show Dallas everything that we do, you know. And in part of the company, we're going to expand to Florida, to Miami. So our business plan is that we build a flagship like we have here in Henderson, and like we're going to have there in Wynwood. So that's the plan for this year, to finish the flagship in Miami. And after that, we also have a business plan, because the good thing about Enrique Tomas is that you can do it a 5-star restaurant with chefs with and everything, but you can also do more of a store type or even a quick service type of restaurant. So we are analyzing to do many Enrique Tomases in North Texas and in the surrounding areas in Miami. The plan is the same, it's just different state. So the plan is to build flagships in major cities, but to build a smaller restaurant, not in terms of quality or anything, but smaller restaurants and in Plano, in McKinney, in another part here in Dallas. I'm really hoping that I can get a DFW location in the airport, or in a
Ah,
somewhere near Highland Park Village, but do it the Highland Park Village or Highland Park area. I wanted to do more like a Spanish store with some tapas. And the DFW airport, I think that the model is really good. The Enrique Tomases in the world that most generate sales in the world are the ones in the airport, you know. So it's a really good,
mm,
because you can have an Enrique Tomas with or without a hood. So it is a hot or a cold kitchen. So the opportunities are endless. Then if you don't need a hood, because you know that having a hood in the airport is very limited because of the dirty air in the airplanes. So that's what I'm going to do in the next 2 to 3 years of Enrique Tomas, to expand in Texas and in Florida. I don't know if we're going to do another flagship anytime soon after Miami, but we are going to expand more, let's say, baby brothers of the brand in north in the area,
Mhm.
both in the area of Miami and here in Dallas.
Man, very cool. I
Yeah.
got mixed feelings on, I gotta say, if you open up here, because I'll be really happy, but I might be really fat.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's my favorite food in the world. Spanish food is it's obviously what I grew up with from my parents and my grandparents, but I love it. And again, congratulations. The concept, that place, I haven't had one thing that I'm like, I don't know. And I've had plenty of different things in your place.
No, thank you, Emilio. And I just wanted to know, to say to the people that don't know, that our thesis is that yes, I'm Guatemalan, but the chef and the maestro jamonero are both from Barcelona, and the one in Miami will also be led by a Spaniard chef. I think that's our thesis. It's really important for us that the food and jamon is being led by a Spaniard, because it's their culture, and Spaniards are very much like Mexicans, that they love being from Spain. They love their culture and their food and their wine and their tapas. It's part of their culture. So both restaurants are going to be led by Spaniards, and now I'm talking also with Enrique Tomas himself, because I want to have a good relationship with the embassy there, for us for them to facilitate us to bring Spanish talent to the United States, based for them to lead Enrique Tomas.
Well, I think that's the key. Obviously, that's a very important part of it. Have the real taste, not
The real
a
deal.
not a diluted Spaniard Mexican kind of thing like me, or a gringo like the other one. Uh, but yeah, again, so where can people find you if they want to look for you guys?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Where can people find you? I mean, we're going to tag you on Facebook and LinkedIn as much as we can, but
Where can people find you?
website is enriquetomas.com or
Yes, so our website is enriquetomas.com/USA,
okay,
and our social media, both Instagram and Facebook, is Enrique Tomas Dallas.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, and watch out with those pictures because you're going to be hungry. Cool. Well, Andrew, do you have any final
Can I jump into the
questions?
question? What about with Proyecto Tulum? Will you be continued, or will Enrique Tomas sort of replace it?
All right. And you
Yes,
got a faulty connection, but I think he's asking just about Proyecto Tulum. Is that going to keep going, or are you going to refocus more on Enrique Tomas? Or
yes, so the good thing about Proyecto Tulum is that we operated almost 3 years before the pandemic started. So there's a lot of systems in place, and then there's a lot of, it's not a baby company. It's a very young company, but 3 years in this industry is like 10 years in another one, So right now we closed because of COVID. Didn't want it to do like, because that's a bar, so we didn't want it like to risk our reputation or client safety just to pay bills. We had a very good relationship with our landlord, so we just put stop, and we're going to reopen Proyecto Tulum September this year in Miami. And the good thing is that we are going to be, so the focus of Vanderbilt Capital is going to be Miami. And the good thing is that I have my brother there, Willie, which I operate Enrique Tomas. He operates Proyecto Tulum as in day to day, and then we have weekly meetings to share ideas and to share financial stuff. So what we want to do in Vanderbilt is to be an operator of concepts. So we are looking forward that if we don't want to lose attention to a concept because we're putting that attention to the other one. We want to really work hard and to figure out how we can operate perfectly both concepts, you know. So this year 2021 is going to be a year of Miami for myself, because those concepts are going to open this year, and the expansion that I was telling you in Florida, in Texas, will happen in 2022. So we will have at least 6 months for us to be really intensively working there in Miami.
Okay, well, in the meantime, I'll still drive down to Uptown.
Perfect. I'll see. I'm there almost every day.
Very cool. All right, well, if Andrew doesn't have another question, I want to thank you
it's good.
for
Thank
coming
you.
to the show. It's been a lot of fun. I know we had hit and miss things to be able to schedule this, but it's been worth it. Definitely enjoyed it.
No, likewise.
Yeah.
Thank you, Emilio. Thank you, Andrew.
Congratulations.
And everyone, really, again, I've said it like 20 times, but if you want real Spanish food, go try Enrique Tomas. It's really, really.
And remember, they have to reserve the cheesecake.
Yeah, that's really important.
You don't want to miss that one. And if you want, the other thing that actually the bartender surprised me, he did a really good carajillo.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Yes.
not every place knows how to do it, but it was really good as well. All right, I'm hungry now.
Quality. Thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you, Andrew.
Right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for listening. This is Success Paradigms. I'm Emilio Garcia, and with me is Mr. Andrew Barker, sort of, kind of today.
Bingo.
Bingo. Thank you, Ricardo.
Ciao. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Nos vemos pronto.